Yo, family, what is good? And welcome back to another quick crypto coin factory live stream. Hope you're doing very well this evening. We have got a lot of insightful information to get through in today's stream. Of course, the markets again are correcting. I made a video probably half an hour ago, published now, which did delve into the reasons as to why Casper and crypto is correcting right now, which I'll explain further in this stream. And we've got some other updates as well, touching on what I spoke about in the video earlier, but also expanding in regard to some recent updates for smart contracts from Kaspa'S side of things, from Labs side of things, and other developments as well. And even I will showcase dotted out throughout the stream for those who do care about other assets, primarily on this channel like Zebek, which I will be talking about more than just Casper and Zebek, but right now this is the only two I've been talking about. But talk about Zebek here, we can see they have now got confirmation that a new listing is coming for them. Kraken Exchange will be listing them on the 15th of October in 6 days, so this could end up being quite a big deal. But we'll get back, talk about that a little bit more so later on in a moment. Either way, this stream will be mainly about Casper and fundamentals. If you enjoy the content, family, I'll be doing this stuff basically every day. Leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. And just as a kind of pro quo, for those who enjoy and appreciate what I do and want even more premium in-depth insights, you can come join the VIP here, warp.com/coin factory, where you can learn a lot more alpha information, educational sources, trade alerts, a lot more for a 7-day free trial. And for a limited time offer, it runs out tomorrow. If you type in CF40, the promo code, you can get 40% off your first month with us here in the VIP. So again, check that out as tomorrow it ends. If you want to get access to basically, well, again, very cheap, more affordable access to the VIP, where you get more in-depth insight what's happening in the market and ultimately level up your trading game. But hopefully the information I'm going to provide in today's stream will speak for itself and let you know exactly what we've got going on in there as well. What that being said though, family, welcome back again to the stream. We've got Ziad again, brother. Hello, my man, who's doing very well. Another day first again. As always, brother, welcome back. I'm glad to have you here again. Dimitar, again, welcome back. Let's go indeed. We need urgent price increases. We do need price increases, but the urgency, I don't personally think is that. I'm not feeling too panicked right now. I mean, you know me, I'm never normally that panicked anyways, but right now the market's correcting in accordance to what Jerome Powell's just done. Otherwise, then I'm not too worried about what's happening in the grand scheme of things. I still think Q4 is going to be incredibly bullish. I think it's just a little bump in the road, a lot of FUD circulating, but I'm sure it'll be alleviated by the end of the week. We'll see what happens. Of course, Bitcoin again is just short of 121,000 right now, seeing a bit of a pullback off the back of today's news. But again, I still think, for me, at the very worst case, that this was the bottom for Bitcoin, meaning that Bitcoin, if you do see a correction right now, which is possible, you know, it is definitely possible if the government shut down, all uncertainty is still there. But if we do see Bitcoin come down more so, I doubt it will correct further than here. Of course, if it does, altcoins, capital would bleed a lot as well. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, Bitcoin is dominating the market. So with Bitcoin dominance being so high and rallying right now, again, I did give forewarning to the possibility we see a repeat of what we saw back here in the last cycle. And if we do, I mean, that's not going to be an immediate pump. If we do see a repeat of that, that would add further credibility or further possibility even that the cycle does extend into 2026. This here, in this instance, we saw the dip in September, peak in January for dominance in 2020. And then we saw the pullback, which happened from January down to May, 5-month correction in Bitcoin dominance. So if that is the case, we see that again, where the dips come down and see the dominance for Bitcoin go up again, like we saw last time round. You might see again us being in October. You see the rally up going into, again, Q1 2026 and then starting to fall back down. Again, we're early. It's tough to say right now. Bitcoin dominance is an important chart to keep close eyes on, because that will determine when the altcoin cycle does happen, and also give us an inkling if the cycle is going to stay in the last 3 months as many predict, or extend into 2026 like alpha sources that I provide, and equally some other people like Raoul Power are also speculating as well. We do need price increase. I don't disagree with that, but I'm not too panicked just yet. Things are still playing in accordance to plan as well. Nathan, welcome back, bro. Hold of a dear life. Casper, don't listen to the FUD. Amen, indeed. Amen, brother. The real PG, welcome back. 16 quadrillion. Did I say quadrillion? 1, 2, 3. That's million. No, that's 16 trillion. That's million, billion. Yes. Okay. Thought I did it wrong. No, that's 16 trillion. I could have just voted 16 trillion, but the zeros look more appealing, don't you agree? Yeah, 16 trillion, $16.1 trillion opportunity. Again, if you haven't watched it, don't do it now because you know we're having a good time chilling right now. But I did just post a video on my channel basically diving into that 16 trillion opportunity. So you can understand more so what I mean in there. I'm going to explain it in the stream either way. But it'll be a lot more structured format in this video, and then I'll speak about the other news in the stream as well. So not to worry, you'll hear what I mean about that in a very short moment. Money goes from impatient to patient. Yes, the money will soon flip. Those who are currently just waiting and they're not being patient, they're just leaving. Eventually, you'll see that that emotional sentiment quickly shift. Yeah, impatient to patient, 100%, something like that indeed. Welcome back everybody once again. You've got Greza here again. Welcome back evening to you too. It's 1 p.m. here. Yeah, for me it's actually 8 p.m. Yeah, the time zone difference is crazy. We moon yet? Not yet, unfortunately. Did you hear Xi Jinping just had a stroke again this morning? He's likely gone now. I have not heard about that. No, I haven't. Well, thank you for letting me know. I wonder if that will affect the market. That could also be a potential consequence of the market. Again, China being the second biggest economy, it could have some negative consequences as well. But I think it's more so Jerome Powell today. But again, we'll get to that person in a moment. Or to buy more. Yes, right, definitely Dimitar. Welcome back, Buffalo Theory again, bro. You're doing very, very well. I'm long since 100. I'm guessing that's the 1st of the 12th of January. Long since 120.01. Oh, you're talking to in reference to Bitcoin. Okay, of course, that makes more sense. Yeah, $120,000, 100 long since then. I mean, yeah, I think there's a good possibility that Bitcoin does find support here. Again, we can see that Bitcoin has ended up making it found resistance even at these zones here. So this could be a good level for Bitcoin, hence why it's kind of trading around the zone today. But where it goes from here really does depend. Of course, today's sentiment is being driven by Jerome Powell, from my knowledge as well. Just bought 707 more Caspa, loving these entry levels, as you should. We got altcoin Bonanza here. I agree, once Caspa gets into the big boy money rails, it will be hard not to use Caspa Network because of its superior technology. 100%, 100% indeed. Welcome back, Double D, bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. And everybody else tuning into the stream right now. Hope you're having a great day so far. Mila, good to have you back here once again. It is been a while, definitely. Getting very frustrated, but knowing that early Bitcoin adopters waited for longer makes me feel okay. Just be patient. Easier to say than do. 100%. It's very, very hard to be patient. Of course, the saying of don't be emotional, be logical that I say time and time again, I do try and act by it, but it's difficult. But hopefully these streams gives you some reassurance of what is happening in the market and ultimately what's coming to Caspa as well. Yeah, 16 trillion, I was going to say. Yeah, the zeros do look nice. I thought so. What's good? LB, you're doing very, very well. The market ain't good. Yes, we'll get to that very quickly. ISO 20022 is one of the markets that Caspa will be like a fish in water. Yes, it'll tap into that hopefully, and then it end up becoming an orca, a killer whale, once the adoption grows more and more. Caspa is a great DCA opportunity right now. Load up 2 rate cuts coming this year. Maybe more. Depends right now. We are seeing some other sentiment coming through. What's up, mother? You're doing very, very well. Buy the deep, bro. Buy the dip indeed. Indeed, right now the markets are bleeding, but the markets should still be rallying later on. So buying the dips would be not financial advice, but potentially a good thing to do right now. An ad, sorry, PG. First time I've got an ad on QC. I mean, I've got the ads are on. The ads are on because YouTube set ads. I haven't set the ads myself. YouTube just puts them up if they want to. So, I mean, yeah, I can't say as to why this is the first time. They've been on all the time, and YouTube is the one who sets them, so they set them whenever they feel it's ready. Gaza ceasefire surprisingly isn't causing bullish momentum. Yeah, I think they kind of perceive that to nothing burger anymore. The whole Gaza thing, I think, is almost a nothing burger now, because, you know, I don't know. I think it's just people aren't really paying attention to that right now. It's more so all eyes are on the Fed as opposed to anything else right now. Welcome back, Nate. Ligma going parabolic. Sure. Is that a meme or are you just trying to get me to say Ligma? I have no idea. 1,000 more Caspa is $75. I mean, yeah, 1,000x on Caspa would be an insane price target of Caspa, no doubt. Welcome back, Kryptoni, bro. You're doing very, very well. Here I am indeed. Caspa is technically possible to overtake Bitcoin in the future to be, yeah, if things go according to our plan, then definitely. Yeah, YouTube are wild for that. I don't disagree. Don't disagree at all. Once big money runs as a Casper opportunity, it will be parabolic. Imagine all these people buying billions of Bitcoin and ETH. Casper can get 2 to 3x every day once this happens. In theory, yes, Casper could rally a lot, being a small asset comparatively to Ethereum and Bitcoin, but a lot better. So we'll have to wait and see. Time will tell, of course. Welcome back, Greg Bro. You're doing very, very well, brother. And we got everybody else tuning into the chat. Yes, I thought you had that. Thought you had that, Nade Hart. Have a good day, brother. And yes, Kryptoni also did post in the chat the all-time. You can see here. That's the all-time look for Casper in regards to chart pattern. You might see it again if the cycle does extend, as sources suggest, which I showcase my alpha sources, and even Raoul Powell said so, and even Plan K has hinted at because of the fourth turning and the macro cycle. If that's the case, therefore, you see the cycle extend, Casper start to make these moves going into kind of May, June, July time. Again, TA is relative, but it could come to fruition, and therefore you see Casper correct continuously and then just shoot up above. Especially around this time, you probably see the release of all the KRI projects, or more of them, Dagnite, VPOGs, and the rest of that stuff as well, and adoption as well, of course. But yes, that's getting through all the questions as quickly as I possibly could. Let's get into these sources now that we've got the pleasantries out of the way. Welcome everyone to the stream again. Hoping a great day so far. So yes, the market not looking great right now. Sucks. Of course, it sucks. It's frustrating as anything. And we can see right now, Bitcoin is at 120, almost $121,000 right now, which is not ideal by any means. Not by ideal by any means, but that is because Jerome Powell has just made a very, well, he's not even made an announcement. He said nothing, and that's the problem, right? He has said nothing. We can see here, Fed Powell does not comment on monetary policies or economic outlook in welcoming remarks at Community Bank Conference. So because there's been no comments, as we know, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, he said nothing. We're currently in a government shutdown, and he's not addressed this at all. As a result, people are uncertain, people are doubting what's happening, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FUD. FUD is the worst thing for markets, hence why Bitcoin is correcting. It may also be Xi Jinping as well. Also being a factor to that as well, China being the second biggest economy, but I believe it's more so the Fed and Jerome Powell's stance has caused the market to correct right now. It's a temporary measure. You know, the shutdown's still ongoing. We are seeing some posts where apparently it could extend further than we expect. Apparently Trump is going to be attempting to make permanent cuts due to the shutdown. We'll see if that comes to fruition or not. Time will tell. But in regards to rate cuts, as it stands right now, if you look at CME, as I load it up on my other monitor right now, I think it still has it priced in around the high 90% or so. 94, 95% right now according to CME. So we should still be seeing rate cuts coming through in this upcoming FOMC meeting, which is only 20 days away now, 29th of October. And we are hearing some other Fed officials. New York Fed President John Williams is calling for more interest rate cuts this year. Of course, you know, we hear that a lot from certain officials. It ultimately comes down to the heat of the moment, whether they're going to do it or not. We are hearing some Fed officials hinting at being a bit more dovish, a bit more loosening a bit more of the monetary policies, more towards quantitative easing, which would be good. So we do see a kind of quote unquote guarantee of rate cuts coming. And then December, it suggests we should be seeing another rate cut coming through. We should be seeing at least 2 more this year, the very minimum. But it could be a possibility for more. Again, it depends on the economic stance and what happens when the government shutdown does end. I say if it does end, it will end eventually, but who knows when that will be. We are seeing accelerated momentum for crypto as a whole, regardless of that. While ETF finance and other elements have been paused temporarily, we are seeing in other stances like Grayscale, for example, they have now announced their spot crypto ETP staking has arrived, which is great. So stake is now available for institutions to get involved in, which again is more acceptance and a recognition of crypto and this asset class, which is fantastic stuff. That's the fundamental start. That's why Casper Crypto is dumping right now. We're seeing accelerating momentum and developments, great stuff all around. However, Jerome Powell's lack of a comment today or recognition or acknowledgement or just anything regarding the market has caused Bitcoin to come down almost 2%, Ethereum down almost 5%, Casper down 2.09%. I said in my video earlier that Casper might end up losing. It's been trading between the 8 cents to 7.4 cents for about 2 weeks now. And we saw it happen back in July. Also, it happen for 1 week back in April as well. We'll have to see if it stays that way or not. We might be losing that right now after Jerome Powell starts, depending on how far Bitcoin goes down. For me, The band support is down to 7 cents or so. So if we lose here, which, I mean, hopefully we don't, but if we do lose that, then we probably see Casper come back down again. For me, I'm hoping that Casper will respect the market structure, meaning that it will end up rebounding off the support line here around that. So 6.5 cents, you might see a wick similar to what you saw down here, where it came flashing down, but ultimately rebounded back up. So for me, I think 6.5 cents would be the next bottom for Casper if the worst case does come through. Of course, the worst case could be worse than that. It could end up going back down to 6. I want to believe, based on market structure, that 5 cents down here was that bottom. 6 cents here was the next bottom. So worst case, you should not go below 6 cents at the very, very minimum. But at the same time, I haven't got a crystal ball. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. Nobody knows for sure. I do believe that Casper is... It shouldn't go down much further from here. We are near the very bottom. And remember, Cathy Wood said longer the base, bigger the breakout. The bears are trying to win. If, and in my belief, they won't win if they can't win, the early direction is up for Casper. It'll go sideways for longer, and then the early direction is up. And we are seeing some positive developments for Casper as a whole in this market right now. Getting into the content now for Casper. LCX Exchange have just made a very, very big announcement. They have published the world's first MiCA compliant white paper for Casper, listed in the official ESMA register. Casper is now has admission to trading in Europe. This is a very, very big deal, and I spoke about this more in the video I just posted. But I did also state in the video I posted that if I was to give this the significance of this announcement on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably put it at a 7, because I'm sure many of you will think, okay, that's cool, who's LCX? Valid question. LCX are a very, very, very small exchange. We can see here, LCX 155 on CMC, got about 19 million 24-hour trading volume, not many weekly visits at all. It's a very, very small exchange, which is in Liechtenstein, 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 that's what it stands for, Liechtenstein Centralized Exchange. It's a very, very small exchange. So, of course, when you think about that, you think, oh, that can't be significant at all. However, despite their size only being, again, going to touch on it because it is important to touch on that, it's a tiny exchange. So maybe almost a nothing burger. They're nowhere near comparable to like the Binance or Coinbase. However, the reason I put it at 7 out of 10 for importance and how big it is because LCX, they are regulated by the Liechtenstein Financial Monetary Authority. They have a very, very strong focus on regulatory compliance in the European region. So despite their really lackluster size, it gives them strong reputation and alignment with Europe's MiCA. So them filing this paper for Casper actually is quite a big deal, I'd argue. It would give Casper more validation, especially if it's approved, because it means that LCX and therefore Europe would admit and align with and believe that this decentralized fair launch proof of work Casper project is good, and it can fully align with MiCA's regulatory frameworks. And of course, if it is approved, again, it's a big if, and I'll explain why in a moment. If it is approved, that will make Casper one of the first and potentially one of the very few that would be fully prepared for MiCA compliance on a regulated European exchange. So you can download the white paper right here. The links are all right here. I made a post on that earlier today, actually, on my on my Twitter page. You can see here on the video I just posted here. The link to that is also here as well. But you can also get a hold of the white paper right here, and you can see, looking at the white paper, MiCA white paper Casper version 1, August 2025. White paper in accordance with market and crypto asset regulations, or MiCA, for the European Economic Area, Area, EEA. Purpose, emission for trading in EEA, filed by LCX.com. Note, this crypto asset white paper has not been approved by any competent authority in any member state of the European Economic Area. The person seeking admission to trading is solely responsible for the content of this crypto asset white paper according to the European Economic Markets and Crypto Asset Regulations, aka MiCA. The LCX have done this voluntarily. They just decided, oh yeah, we're going to throw a white paper for Casper right now. They've taken the initiative right now, which someone's got to do, right? Someone's got to do that at some point, right? It's a good thing to do all around. Talk about the generalization of this paper here. Talk about the ghost DAG architecture, what Casper is, and it goes on so on and so forth. I'm not going through the whole white paper. It's 27 pages. You can do that for yourself if you want to. Talk about the table of contents here. What I want to talk about is the reason why, while we hope it can get admitted, it'd be a very big deal if it doesn't. It's going to be hard, very, very hard. And it's not because of LCX's size, no. It's because of Casper. I love Casper, it's great, it will change the world, but the regulations in play don't work for Casper. You can see here, talk about characteristics, one of the key information about the offer to the public or admission to trading. Total amount offer, nothing. Casper's not giving them anything to get regulatory compliance, just saying, yes, there's nothing there. And then you can go down a little bit further. You can see, again, information about the offerer or the person seeking admission to trading, LCX. You can see all the information about them here, the centralized exchange, who they are. You can see the president of the board, board member, director of technology, all the people here, the business activity and whatnot. Then you can go further down and you can find Part B, information about the issuer, if different from the offerer or person seeking admission to trading. Issuer different from the offerer? It's true, because LCX trying to get it for Casper. The name, Casper, decentralized network. Legal form, not applicable. Registered address, not applicable. Head office, not applicable. Date, well, the mainnet was launched 2021, November 7th, but it's not got registration date. Legal entity identifier, again, everything about it is not applicable because the questions that the regulations that are around the world, the questions that are so-called required, they do not cater to decentralized projects. This space has massively veered away from the purpose of crypto. Bitcoin came in decentralized, fair launch, proof of work. Ethereum came out next. Everything else came down the line from that, and everything has become centralized. It's very, very centralized. So questions here are catered to crypto companies, not crypto projects. As a result, parent company, Casper is a decentralized project. There's no parent company. Members of the management body, Casper is governed by an open source community without a formal management body. Again, all stuff here you can see. This for me is great because it means that LCX is sticking true to what Casper actually is, not trying to lie or have anybody claim ownership of Casper. It's decentralized, of course, so they have to, because that's how it is. But because Casper does not really adhere to any of the questions that regulations have it set down, is that it's going to be very, very hard, and maybe even downright impossible. I don't think it'll be impossible though, but hard for regulatory bodies to accept it, because this is how they set up their regulatory frameworks for they perceive to be protection, and as a result of it, therefore, they when they can't get the questions answered, they're not going to want to approve it, right? I see Kryptonies pop up in the chat right now. I'll make sure to answer your point in a moment. Don't worry, and you're not incorrect, but it just may mean that this sort of acceptance of Casper is still going to take some time until Casper becomes such an unstoppable force that it cannot be ignored anymore. But again, you can see this coming through. I think ultimately it's a good thing. Whether we get this approval or not, chances are, in all honesty, we probably won't. But I think in itself, despite LCX being a small exchange, them being a reputable exchange, I think it's quite a good thing that Casper is getting these sort of developments going through right now by these, entities who are trying to get Casper into the spotlight. So I'm happy about that all in all. And as I mentioned in the video as well, it's not the first time that Casper is trying to step into the European market either. A few months back, or a little over a month back now, KRI stated that they are trying to apply to join the European Central Bank PONCE market contact group. Basically a way to try and get Casper integrated into and be able to interact with other financial institutions via the ICE2002 connectivity with Warp Core and whatnot. So we are seeing developments and steps being made to get into the European market, which is fantastic. And then to get onto the question that was asked by PG a lot earlier about the 16 trillion. It's a post that I made on my Twitter. And by the way, this post is something that I've already showcased premium insights to my VIPs here, wap.com/coinfactory, which again, you can get a 40% discount promo code if you type in CF40 into the promo code, 40% discount for your first purchase, and also a 7-day free trial there as well, and equally a 1-month free trial if you sign up to BYDFI, no KYC, no VPN, regulated exchange. So you can get a total of basically two months. That's what 9 to 10 weeks for the price of what would end up being maths in my head hard. Maths $30. Right, there you go. So yeah, you can end up getting 2 months, a little over 2 months for the VIP, which is basically the whole Q4 bull cycle for the price of $30 if you take the advantage of the promo code and the other giveaways for the free trials right now. The promo code runs out later tomorrow night, so you have not got much time. So again, CF40, I typed it in the chat, CF40 promo code. You can get many benefits, learn a lot more, like documentation like this. This is one of many that I've got in there, 100 in there, provide trade alerts and much more in there as well. So you can go check that all out for more premium insights to level up your crypto and trading game. Institutional confirmation in this document here of how early we are from Nethermind and PwC Germany. Again, if you don't know, PwC, they are a partner of KII Desert Energy, therefore partnering in a sense with Casper. They published this document here, March 2025, so quite a while back, but still very important. Talk about many elements in there, but just to give a brief summary of this. To quote this, the tokenized asset market is expected to reach $16.1 trillion by 2030. That's only 4 to 5 years from now, with a 50.1% compound annual growth rate from 2022 to 2026, which is again very insane. Very big news. The key takeaways from this document, again, if you want the full access to the document, you can go sign up to the VIP for the free trials, and it's all available in there. You just type in the search bar on the top right, the Discord server, PwC, you see the document come up, and you can literally get access to the document, well, for the free of charge, and then again for the pay benefit if you want to stick around and learn a lot more and level up your understanding of crypto before this big $72 trillion wealth transfer. In continuation though, yes, it's a very big deal. He does tend to talk a lot about ERC. You know, ultimately they're paying much more attention to utilizing Ethereum, so nothing about Casper, right? That's what we think, or that's what you'd assume. Except when I was fortunate enough to post this document last night and get a response from the KII, which is fantastic. This is one of the reasons we don't particularly support Ethereum Virtual Machine. For now, we are focused on standards in carbon and energy instruments. Long life assets need long-term solutions. That is completely right. Completely true. Ethereum, despite its long lifespan so far, is not a long-term asset. It's not scalable. It's not efficient. It's great for onboarding. It's got the first mover advantage, but it's not going to survive in the future. As it stands right now, the layer 2 sequences, the centralized layer 2 sequences, are not a solution. Not at all. So in that regard, I said, yes, I completely agree. Long life assets cannot be built on short-term solutions like Ethereum. Ethereum cannot do that even with their layer 2 centralized solutions. Only Casper can reliably deliver the throughput required to rewire the global financial system. And we saw a bit of proof of that recently with Casper conducting 158 million transactions in a day from the stress test. And that is still very early days without 100 BPS, without Dagnite, without VProgs that can do so much more in the future once Casper is further developed. The stress test, of course, not mass adoption, but as again, a little inkling of what Casper can handle. Casper had no issues with that stress test. APIs from other platforms did, and exchanges did, but Casper had no issues doing that. Not at all. Which is, again, a testament to Casper's its uniqueness, its superiority. So this document here, this institutional insight, one of hundreds that I provide exclusively to my VIPs. You can click the links to join the VIP down below in the description, or equally, the post is on my Twitter here. You click the link here as well. Hundreds of documents in there alongside trade alerts, alongside educational courses and much more. Check it all out for, again, potentially up to 5 weeks free plus 40% discount with CF40 promo code. This here is institutional proof of how early we are, and it's not growth. It's proof the entire global financial system is becoming completely rewired. Everything from real estate, equities, treasuries, commodities, and stablecoins, everything is being redefined through tokenization, and the infrastructure is being built now. PwC, partners of KII, working alongside Casper, are saying this themselves. This is why I remain bullish on crypto, why I think this market is going to be so very bullish, why I say bullish on Casper, because Casper, despite, yes, the price is lagging. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. We know it. It's frustrating, of course, but you see that Casper is still in the right spots. It's still in the right spots. Very much so. Casper is reinventing the wheel. It doesn't happen overnight. Yes, the price is frustrating, and people are saying more and more that Casper is not a bad asset, but you have to wait for the next cycle. And maybe that's the case. I don't think it is. I think it's still going to do fantastic this cycle. There's very minimal, minute down to my mind, Casper's going to do fantastic this cycle. In the absolute worst case, it doesn't do anything this cycle. Next cycle, definitely. But I don't want to even put that thought in people's minds, because I still believe wholeheartedly it's going to do fantastic this cycle and shock a lot of people. given the announcements and developments coming through for Caspa, and again the possibility of tier ones and everything else still coming through, how bullish this market could be. Again, Cryptony showcasing the possibility that this cycle does extend, as Plan K is talking about it, as I've been highlighting it from other institutional documentation, that Caspa could, again, the cycle extends and goes up into 2026 as well, if this is how the market plans out. Of course, again, it's not financial advice. But again, if that is also true, the reason why that's also possible, if you think about it, is again, with KI, I have other big projects coming out this quarter. We're talking the Gigawatt coming out, pilot program this quarter at some point. Same thing for Warp Core, and same thing also for ZETEX. Warp Core, of course, is very big, ISO compliance. Swift are migrating to ISO 20022 next month. And you can even see their roadmap here. Again, all information and links are provided in the video I posted on my channel, literally about an hour ago now. US regulatory alignment here, where we're going to see these pilots come out this quarter, hopefully. Then Q1, starting next year, securing US legal opinion, as well as partnering with US banks and payment providers, be a very big deal. Applying for CFTC compliant exchange listings, integrate post-quantum cryptography, and even then full DeFi and institutional integration, plus expanding issuance and cross-border payments. So there's still a clear roadmap in that regard, therefore hopefully they can stick true to that, and that would be very bullish for Caspa. Again, if the cycle does plan out and extend, Caspa is going to be very well positioned to see an explosive rally. Otherwise, worst case, this happens during a corrective phase for Caspa, meaning the next cycle is going to be even more explosive, and then you want to be in during those dips. That's the scenarios that play out in my head, at least. I still think Caspa will do fantastic this cycle though, so I'm not worried for a second. A $16.1 trillion opportunity, and there's more Caspa announcements to get through in this video still, in the stream still. But before I do, let me talk to the community once more. Let's get through some questions real quickly. We've got it here. I'm 8 minutes behind watching at 1.5 speed. Well, good luck. I know I've been speaking a little bit quickly, so hopefully you don't miss out anything too important with that, but welcome back, brother. Altcoins is back down to 42 on CMC. Yeah, it's because Bitcoin dominance is rallying up higher and higher as well. It's at 59%. So of course, altcoins has come down a lot as a result of that. Which we can see, yeah, all 42 right here. Understandable. Again, we've still got a lot more time here. We're reaching that oversold RSI as well, according to CMC as well, which means we should start seeing more FOMO coming through at some point soon. It's a bloody day and the charts have pooed the bed totally. This is good. It's very good. As the Rothschild family once said, when there's blood in the streets, that's the time to buy. Good thing I bought it at the beginning of 120 Caspa. Okay. I'm a little confused. You got in the beginning oh, good thing you got in at the beginning. Okay, right, okay, I get you now. Good thing you bought at the beginning, so near the early Caspa, and you got 120,000. Okay, well that's fantastic. A very, very strong bag, Silver. So shout out to you. Very, very jealous. And I'm sure many of us will share the same sentiment that your conviction's strong. So yeah, keep stacking, bro. Or just, again, if you believe in, you keep on believing, then keep the conviction up, brother. Grabbed 100k, but offered off half at 18 cents. So I mean, it's not a bad strat at all. I mean, 18 cents was definitely a pinnacle for Caspa on a number of occasions, so not an unwise thing to do at all. For me, I haven't taken anything out of Caspa yet. I've got a little bit down here, 5 cents. Start stacking up more during the top. My average is still higher than the prices right now, so I'm still technically down on Caspa. But I still think the reversal is still going to come through. I've been DCAing as many dips as I possibly can with whatever dry powder I have available to buy more Caspa as well. What's up, busy? Interest rates would likely need to fall to around 0 to 2%, ideally near 0, with supportive politics like QE to further rate cuts to prompt widespread institutional loading up on altcoins. Yes, it's not an illogical statement to make. The only thing is, for me, it's going to be the ETF filings that are going to prompt institutional. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, you're right. That would definitely see a parabolic influx of liquidity from institutions. But the ETF filings, I think, alone will be sufficient enough to start igniting an altcoin rally. Again, we'll have to wait and see though. But 2% is definitely the goal. Although, if you look at Trueflation, I'm going to try and load up right now. I think it does suggest that Trueflation is around. It currently says it's at 2.23%, so it's slightly higher than the Fed's required 2%. But at the same time, If you're looking at the PCE, which is the Fed's preferred inflation metric, is currently at 2.9%. So inflation's too high and they're worried about it rallying right now. But at the same time, the job market is so bad that they've pivoted their stance from inflation to jobs. That's why they're cutting rates despite the inflation being higher than they want it to be. But they're still got to be a bit cautious about it. We'll see more rate cuts coming through either way. At this level, borrowing becomes cheap, liquidity surges, and the opportunity cost of holding low yield safe assets rises, pushing big money towards higher reward plays. Current rates are still elevated. Yeah, I completely agree. That's why QE is always a very, very good thing, as it incentivizes more risky investments to be made. Definitely. Almost year downside is insane. How long can we wait before we start going up? Great questions, Kenny. Ultimately, only God knows. You don't need anyone's permission to use Casper, brother. It's permissionless like Bitcoin. If China couldn't ban Bitcoin, what do you think Europe can ban Casper? Yeah, again, you're completely right. Again, coming full circle now to the post, to the white paper here. The beautiful thing about truly decentralized currencies is you don't need permission to use them. They can't stop you from using Casper. Yes, very, very true. You're very, very right there. You know, China tried to ban Bitcoin, they couldn't because it's permissionless. Same thing goes for Casper as well. There is, of course, another element of acceptance and recognition and adoption that comes through if they do accept it. If they don't accept it, doesn't matter, it's not going to stop anything for Casper. But if they do accept it, it means that institutional recognition and acceptance of Casper jumps to another level and you see a quicker influx of liquidity. This is a big step. Trying to get Casper into the right regulatory markets is not a necessity. We don't need it. It may not even come to fruition because Casper is permissionless. And it's going to be hard for it to be admitted due to the fact that, again, Casper is decentralized and it does not cater to the regulatory guidelines that are set up for crypto companies, not crypto projects. Decentralized is not in their nature. They claim decentralization with DeFi, but it's not truly decentralized. Casper is the only one, and Bitcoin, that fits that category. They can try and ban it. It doesn't technically work, it's permissionless. But if they did accept it by a stroke of good faith, or stroke of luck, or by God's grace, then yes, that would be fantastic. But they can't stop it, you're right. Welcome back, Falco, bro. You're doing very, very well. Florin, Casper the future, no doubt about that. No doubt about that at all. CCP checks each person's cell phone. If caught with crypto wallets, they can be jailed. Yes, except, you know, there are workarounds. You know, it's not omnipotent. It depends on where you are at as well. Well, those idiots are still trying to ignore Bitcoin and steal money right out of your bank's accounts to stop, on top of inflating it, harding it anymore. I mean, also, yeah, true. Crypto is totally bannable under a communicative regime. Well, it's going to change. If they want to end up making, if they don't want to fall behind, it's going to change. I mean, they're seemingly trying to change it right now from the looks of things. 3 bans and counting. 3 bans and counting. I'm not sure what I've missed there for. I'm guessing I might have missed some FUD or ban, FUD or whatever comments right now, because I'm not seeing any bans right now, but thank you very much, Good20, for keeping the peace. And yes, definitely he's right. If you want to help me out more so, you can check out the affiliate link to BYDFI, which I'm going to show you on stream right now. BYDFI, no KYC, no VPN, regulated exchange. You can see, you can see they have currently got a capital trading campaign going on right now, which actually ends tomorrow, so probably a bit late to get into that right now, but I'm sure there'll be another one coming up very, very soon. But you can get many, many benefits. You know, welcome deposit up to 8,100, a 17% discount on all future trading fees. It's a no KYC, no VPN regulated exchange. You also get access to the private trading group we've got going on in our VIP, and a 1-month free trial to the VIP as well. So you can, again, check out BYDFI. To get to that access to the 1-month free trial, you've got to sign up here, follow the steps here, and then reach out to me on Discord and I'll help you get set up with that. So yeah, BYDFI, again, definitely check that out to level up your trading game. And equally, yes, you can also get access to the free Discord server. Again, links down below in the description. And also the executive, again, potential to get up to what would end up being 9 weeks of a VIP for only $30, because you can get a 7-day free trial plus a 1-month free trial through BYDFI. And then if you type in CF40, again, putting it in the chat right now, CF40, the promo code, you can get a 40% discount for your first month. So that would be, again, really, really beneficial. Pretty much getting the whole of fourth quarter, the whole of the most bullish time typically for crypto, getting more premium insights, like documentation like this, and a lot more trade alerts and whatnot, making capital on the side, while the market should be starting to go more bullish. If you want to find that stuff out and learn a lot more, level up your trading game, then check out all the links down below in the description. And also in the Discord server as well, you can find everything in the Discord server, the free server as well. So you can join the free server if you want to level up more. So check out the VIP as well. And also, yes, check out me on Twitter as well to see posts like these. I'll be posting a few more insights here and there when I get the time. They can't stop people and they know it. True. Once power terms is over, we will see altcoins 6 months left. I mean, if that is true, then that would also lead into there being a 2026 rally, because Jerome Powell's cycle or his term ends May 2026. So if that is going to be a catalyst for us, 2026 May, he leaves, new chairman comes in, and you see significant lowering of interest rates, then that would definitely ignite momentum in the market. So that could end up being a significant rally and could end up meaning the cycle extends, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, we haven't got any confirmation just yet. It's just a lot of belief. 9% of miners are made in communist China. I mean, yeah, sure. Welcome back, Don Carlos. You're doing very, very well. LB, Wintermute and Binance ain't playing for no 2-3x. Yes, very true. If Wintermute and Binance have been the ones manipulating the Kaspa'S price since the top here all the way down to here for the past, 18 odd months. Is it 18 months? August, September, October? No, 14 months. If they've been manipulating Kaspa'S for 14 months right now, since the top here all the way down to here, and it could be going for longer still, they're not going to do that for a 2-3x from, even from here. They're not going to do it from here. Or even if they got, actually their average, for Wallet 2's average right now is probably around here now, if I'm not mistaken. If Andy A is tuning in, because I know he's the one who normally found it for me, if you can tell me what the average for Wallet 2 is, please, I'd be greatly appreciated. But their average is quite low right now, so they're not doing that. You're right, for a 2-3x. They're hoping to make a significant bag. So if and when Binance lists, that should be a big pump rally as well. People need to realize that capital price action is not exclusive to Casper. It's a wider altcoin market is poor because central bank rates are too high. Liquidity is there by until the rates go lower. This appetite isn't there. Rates will not be where they will be until the end of Q2 2026 when Powell steps out. Take advantage of the next 6 months and load your bags. I mean, yeah, Rizzy, again, you're ultimately right. Casper, don't get me wrong, Casper has performed one of the worst at all the altcoins, but Casper is still an altcoin. It acts in accordance with the rest of the market. Casper's price action today is not because Casper's bad, it's because the altcoins and everything else is dumping, and even then it's only down 2% compared to everything else being down 4% right now. Eventually Casper will be independent of everything else when it becomes the protocol for the entire blockchain space. Again, the sentiment about Casper extending into 2026, the market extending into 2026, I have belief in that. It's not conviction, because I'm seeing institutional documentation and I'm seeing other KOLs saying the same thing. And while I'm seeing a lot of evidence supporting that, it's not conviction for me because I'm not sure. Casper, my belief Casper can do really, really well, that's conviction. My belief the cycle extends to 2026 is a belief, but it's not conviction yet. I'd love for it to be the case. And I think it's possible, but I'm not convicted just yet. Hopefully that might change in the next few months. Again, it depends on the market sentiment right now. But right now, there's still a lot of bears trying to say cycle's going to end in the next 2-3 months. So we have to wait and see. It could extend, it should extend. Sources suggest it should extend. We'll have to wait and see. Checking to see if we are rich. Not yet. Tomorrow for sure. 100% is of a cash. Tune in tomorrow and we'll be millionaires for sure. Yeah, China's banned Bitcoin multiple times and it's not ever worked out. I thought Casper price is down only because exchanges using Binance and Casper futures are shorting it. No, that's not the only reason. I mean, there could be multiple reasons for that. Marathon selling off Casper, Wintermute / Binance shorted Casper and buying cheaper. Just bad sentiment, people selling off, massive KOLs leaving the project because the price has been bad, lack of listings. There's a whole plethora of reasons you could pick out of a hat for why Casper's doing bad. Again, I think it's just by design, and that would not be the case forever. How much longer, I don't know for sure. I'm pessimistic and tired. We're still going down and down. Turnover 10% down in a week. It's a bloodbath. I mean, Casper, yes, hasn't been doing great. So you're looking at the start of October, you're looking at October 1st, which is here. Well, actually, no, in that case, then we're here. October 1st started there, so we're down 2% since October started. Because Casper started here on October 1st. If you're talking about from where it peaked on October 1st, then yes, we're down 8-9%. But you're talking about bottom here, we're only down 2% for Casper right now in October. And actually, that's just looking purely at Casper. If you're looking at the general market, looking at Bitcoin, despite the bloodbath right now, Bitcoin's actually up. Bitcoin 1st of October started here. So actually up 6%, peaked at 10. when it made a new all-time high, 2 up 6%. So October actually still been October so far, still be good. Altcoins, no, but that's not rare to see right now. The market is just still very much dominated by Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin dominance still being too high. We'll see that sentiment change soon enough, I'm sure. Soon enough, I am sure. But yeah, either way, you still bought more. Great stuff, Octo Plus. Obviously, your conviction still very, very strong despite your pessimism. That being said, let's get some more of the content real quickly. So we've got through all the big source from the KRI and whatnot. Again, stuff I've mentioned in my video earlier. In regards to more updates for Caspa right now, we can see Layer 2 Kaspa'S smart contract updates here. The Kaspa network continues to see steady rise in active addresses following the Kaspa'S Layer 2 launch. As more dApps go live and attract new users, the ecosystem's growth momentum reflects increasing engagement and expanding on-chain activity across the newly launched Layer 2. Very big news. You can see right here, very big news. This is when the Layer 2 roughly went live. And we've been seeing, apart from this dip here, you know, again, going up and down, but pretty much been on a continuous rise since the release of Kaspa'S. You can even look on Kaspalytics right now and see we've got currently 49,000 transactions. You know, in the first week of the launch, we saw around, on average, around 10 to 15, and now we're at 50K pretty much, which is really good. Hopefully we see, again, with the increasing of dApps, more stuff coming aboard. This got up more and more as well. And the general adoption for Kaspa continues to rally as a result of it as well. Still early doors, still early days to see where it goes from here. But we can see, in addition to that, the Kaspa'S Layer 2 on Kaspa has reached a total value locked of $3.7 million and 222,000 in cumulative trading volume since launch. Very low comparatively to other major Layer 2s and other major chains, but still a great sign that adoption is coming through. There is use case of Kaspa, and it's going to rally up more and more as the ecosystem continues to go up more as well. So great stuff to see again. And then talking about more smart contract updates, IGRA Labs have now made a big announcement. All hands on deck. Caravelle public nodes are now open for everyone. Fantastic news. So the testnet, the public nodes are now up and running. And if this goes all according to plan, all smoothly, which we hope it will do, then that should eventually migrate into the private mainnet, which happens at the end of this quarter. Into the public mainnet should be in Q1 2026 as well, in accordance to what IGRA believe, which is again very cool. You can join their Discord server. I'm already a part of it. Tune in and listen occasionally. I don't run a node personally, but that might change in the future. Who knows? We're seeing again more developments. Public nodes now available. This is great stuff to see and test out IGRA, the next Layer 2 coming to Kaspa. In that regard, we have some posts though, the kind of the weekly insights from Kaspa as well, from Kaspa Media here, which I'm not going through the whole thing again. It's a 14-minute read, it's a long document, but I want to cover the key insights, namely from Michael Sutton and Son Polinsky. The general recap of the documentation here is it's been an exciting week of growth and progress across the ecosystem. Kaspa core developer Ori Newman launched a new community Q&A platform, which I showcased in those streams beforehand. Michael Sutton shared fresh insights on fast proof of work. Kaspa now has nodes on nearly every continent besides Antarctica, and the Kaspa Education Series held another event in Nigeria. Kas Under appeared on the XXIM podcast to discuss their bubble maps and support for native Kaspa transactions. On the broader crypto front, US Treasury and IRS excluded digital share assets from the CMAT tax. The Senate Finance Committee held a hearing on crypto taxation, and Kazakhstan launched its first crypto fund, and the crypto ETN was approved for trading on the London Stock Exchange. So it's been a very busy week all in all for crypto and for Kaspa. To cover the main points though, which is about Michael Sutton, also didn't mention about Son Polinsky here as well. Michael Sutton had a very, generic stance, ultimately just saying that fast proof of work uniquely enables fast finality without forcing a compromise on centralization. Long and short of it, Kaspa is fast and scalable. Fast proof of work will outdo proof of stakes like Solana, which are centralized, which had to become centralized to achieve the fast finality. Kaspa could do it without having to sacrifice the centralization. So again, Kaspa's path to success is quite clear. It just needs the adoption. It should take time, of course, but it should come through. Decentralization inherently harms proof of stake systems and therefore necessities to develop of the workaround scheme, so on and so forth. The big shock horror came from Son Polinsky here, which is something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on right now. Where Son Polinsky basically just said that by design, a layer 2 is misaligned with layer 1 Kaspa. Even if it's open source and decentralized, it is still a competing decentralized parasitic network, subverting social consensus and Kaspa network effects. In some sense, being closed source and centralized is less of a facade. With vprogs, you'd benefit very little from deploying your VPROG dApp on a layer 2, a meta VPROG meta state that aims to absorb as many dApps as possible. Rather, a simpler path for you as a builder would be to deploy directly on the enshrined layer with no intermediaries. So the takeaway from that is on politically just saying, we've got Kaspa'S coming out, we've got Eagle coming out, we've got Sparkle coming out. I don't see why we have them at all. That's what somebody is saying. He's like, I don't understand why we got layer 2s coming on Casper at all, because it's just going to end up taking away the social consensus, the liquidity, the adoption from the layer 1, from the actual protocol of Casper, and putting it onto the layer 2s instead. Which is, again, it's a fair point. Of course, the ability to do that sort of Casper is not achievable without the VPROGs. Again, they're currently in the works. We're hoping Q2 2026, but we haven't got a definitive date just yet for that. It does have people believing that once VPROGs are out, the layer 2s will become, obsolete. And there is a belief that, from some Polinsky here, saying that these layer 2s will become irrelevant once VPROGs are out. So we have to play it by ear and wait and see. I do know that I know both are Kaspa'S and IGRA, but I do know definitively that IGRA are aiming to become completely aligned with the VPROGs once they are launched. Now, how it's going to effectively work is still tough to determine, because again, some people are saying here, why as a builder would you build on IGRA or Kaspa'S with VPROGs out, where you can just literally build on the layer 1? I think the reason for that, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it'd be because it takes less stress off the layer 1 network. But again, we have to wait and see what will happen in the future. I still think the release of the layer 2s is good to showcase how Casper can function. VPROGs might just be the upgrade that makes them obsolete and makes Casper back to its native, wholehearted, sufficient self. But it's early doors. Again, you have to wait and see what happens from here. That did cause some confusion and some worries from the community when somebody said that a couple of weeks back or last week. Just keep it in mind. And again, you're still welcome to test out Kaspa'S, IGRA once publicly available and whatnot. Up to your own discretion and whatnot. I have used a little bit of Kaspa'S, and I thought it was cool enough, but I haven't really used it much more. I'm kind of just waiting around with my Casper right now. We are seeing increasing use case of Casper though, of Kaspa'S, which is good to see. We'll see IGRA there at some point as well, and we'll see where Casper develops from here on out. Again, we are still very, very early. In some penultimate updates as well, we've got Cassia version 0.6.2. The Cassia messaging been quietly building, and now the biggest release in Cassia's history has landed. This update brings a complete UI overhaul, brand new broadcast messaging, and major upgrades across wallet security, messaging, and performance. They've got a video here. Well, actually, it's not even a video here. It's just showcasing a little... I should get something like that for my channel, actually. It's very, very cool. But a nice little cute thing there. You can see self-sovereign mode has been now added. For the first time, Cassia can run without any API dependencies, which is very, very big considering the recent API issue we had. Deploy your own Cassia indexer or connect to the Cassia node network. Full independence means freedom from surveillance and messenger lockouts. Not just possible, it's here. Fantastic, because this world becoming increasingly more centralized, especially in Europe and the UK. This stuff will be very important for us. Again, UI overhaul, broadcast beta, messaging and handshakes, performance stability, 100 times increase in storage capacity. The Cassia version 0.6.2 is more than an update. It's the beginning of a new era with sovereignty, broadcast, and a fully redesigned interface. This release layers the foundation for the future of private decentralized communication. I'm sure, again, we're still early. We'll see more coming out. But it's good to see that, again, people are taking their stride with Casper to build stuff on Casper to make it the kind of the ultimate platform for everything. Not just sound money, for messaging, for file storaging, for streaming as well. And all the other stuff that comes through it as well. We can see VVOR 2.0.2 is now here, as they've just leveled up with Cassia. So now you can utilize Cassia as well, integrating their broadcast. So again, integration going through as well. I think it's fantastic stuff. My only point to make, again, is do your own research, be careful. I have no evidence or proof or anything to suggest that Cassia and VVOR are acting in bad faith. I have no idea. I don't believe they are, but I have no evidence to support they aren't. We saw what happened to Probify, Change Finance, and KDX. Just be careful, whatever you get into. I will probably end up trying this stuff out. I will, especially V4 in the future, and Cassia for the UK and how the digital ID is coming out, all that rubbish as well. But we're seeing more building on Caspa. Very, very cool. I'm very, very happy about it. We'll make Caspa a much more complete project. But we're early doors, so just keep your wits about you, and again, just kind of be patient. And then 2 more updates. Flux here. Cas nodes are coming to Flux Cloud soon. Quite a big thing that will boost Caspa node count and accessibility for the smooth veins. That's good to see. And then the final update, I'm sorry, Kryptoni, just a very, very small to back update. They're now coming on Kaspa'S in 6 days. So if you do care about Zebek, that could be big for its price action. Do a quick look at the market chart. Currently up 0.5%, valued at 0.0049, touching that level of resistance here, which I drew out in my earlier video. We're probably going to see it get rejected here in all honesty, but we could see now with Kaspa'S getting ready to lift, it could break through that resistance of around here and soil up potentially, given if the market conditions correct, and then the bet could be on track therefore to break past all-time highs as well. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, the BEC is looking decent right now. Again, those who don't know, I got in around 0.0038. Mentioned that in my VIP community ahead of time. If you want to get, again, more insights, check out the VIP as well. 7-day free trial. Type in CF40 into the promo code to get a 40% discount for your first purchase. And equally, a 1 month free trial, so you can get, again, 9 weeks for only $30 or 5 months free if you really need to for the VIP for premium insights as well. All available down below. All information down below in the description. But yes, that's just a little bit about Zebek. New listing coming through, but Caspa again, more significant fundamental updates coming out as well. Not Kaspa'S, sorry, Kraken. Kraken Exchange. You're right, sorry, that's me merging the two, Caspa and Zebek. No, Kaspa'S, not Kaspa'S, Kraken Exchange. Gosh, I apologize. I apologize for that. Misspoke. In regards to more questions right now, Trump's $2,000 checks for US citizens should help a lot. I hope so. Only 90k Caspa for me. Yeah, people got some nice bags. I mean, yeah, I don't publicly disclose how much I have, but people are happy to do so, and they're more than happy to do so. Either way, having Caspa in itself is still a very, very good thing. So shout out to everyone who does hold some Caspa right now. Do you say the way? 100% I agree, Senor. Definitely. Comment for Casio to be on iOS and Android. I think they have got some tests on Android right now. Not iOS just yet, though. When checks? No idea. Hopefully soon enough, though. Would like to set up a public node. Anyone know a good mini PC that can do that job? I don't, Riley, but again, if you check out my free Discord server, we have channels in there regarding mining and regarding public nodes. If you ask in there, someone in my community will give you an answer. Most likely Tony, not Kryptoni, other Tony. He will probably give you an insight because he knows a lot more about that stuff as well. So he can give you an answer in regards to whatever questions you have in there. Again, the free Discord server is a place where we can all learn more collectively as a community. And again, if you want to learn up more so, level up more so, more premium insights, documentation like this so we know what's coming to the space, and trade alerts and much more, then check out the VIP. Again, information down below in the Discord server as well. Again, to mention CF40 promo code, 4% discount on your first purchase. Well, I might have bought some if it listed on Kaspa'S. Yeah, I'm sure you would have done. Maybe in the future, though. Again, we're still very, very early. But anyways, family, with that now being said and done, that does conclude today's Caspa crypto live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed today's content. Hopefully you enjoyed the hopium. If you want to have a recap of some stuff, again, the bulk regarding the regulatory compliance elements, I made a video on that earlier today. Check that out on my homepage. And again, if you enjoyed this video and enjoyed the stream, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. If you want to know more about crypto and Caspa, check out the free server. Links down below in the description. If you want even more premium insights and level up your trading game, check out the VIP. Again, CF40 in the chat for any. We've got 24 hours left. 24 hours left to put in the promo code to get a 4% discount on the VIP for premium insights and a lot leveling up your trading game. That being said, though, family, have a great day, good evening, and good night. And yeah, I'll see you all next one. Take care now.